in the Torah, you have different characters in the Torah. Moses was our great mentor. Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, our Rebbe, our mentor. In contrast to Moses, we have Bilam, who was a Gentile prophet, equivalent in his spiritual greatness to Moses. And he was hired to curse the Jews. So Moses is our mentor, and Bilam is hired to curse the Jews. Yet we find, who do you think criticized the Jews? Who would you think should have criticized the Jews? Bilam should have criticized the Jews. I mean, he's hired to curse the Jews. You'd think he was the one to criticize. And you'd think Moses is going to be saying all this lovey-dovey stuff, right? But no, the roles are reversed. Bilam, who's this evil soothsayer, prophet character, he's the one who's lavishing praise upon us. Matovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkenotecha Yisrael is a blessing that we say every single morning. How goodly are your tents, O Israel, your dwellings, how goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your homes, O Israel. Deep, beautiful blessings we say every day. That comes from Bilam. And Moses is the one who criticized us harshly. Why would that be? The Medrash gives us a beautiful explanation on page 200. Would it not have been more appropriate for critique to emerge from the mouth of Bilam, who was hired to curse us, and blessing from the mouth of Moses? However, if Bilam had provided critique, how would we have reacted? The Jewish people would have dismissed it, claiming the person who hates us is critiquing us. Not interested. Keep on going. And if Moses had offered blessing, the other nations would have downplayed it, arguing, the person who loves them is blessing them. God therefore declared, let Moses, who loves them, offer them criticism, and Bilam, who hates them, provide them with blessing. When Bilam blesses us now, the Gentiles believe him. And when Moses criticizes us, now we're listening. Why are we listening? Because from here we learn that effective criticism depends entirely upon who is saying it and why they're saying it. Are they saying it out of hate and malice? Or are they saying it out of deep friendship and genuine concern? If Bilam would have criticized us, it would have fallen on deaf ears. You know, the previous verse says, just before it comes to here, if you look at verse number 2 on page 198 again, just go back. Remember the biblical commandment to criticize someone? Right? Take a look, page 198 again. It says, before it says you shall surely rebuke your fellow, here's what it says: do not hate your brother in your heart. So it's a prerequisite. When there is no hate, now you're ready to rebuke him. But where there is hate not happening, it's a deliberate sequence. And the previous Rabbi elaborates on this idea here on page 201, the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, Chabad Rebbe. He says, the Torah prefaces the directive, you shall reprove your fellow, with the instruction to not hate your brother in your heart. This informs us that before we criticize someone, we must first eliminate from ourselves anything that bears the mark of agitation. So that while we provide critique, we are free of any feelings other than love. Only on the heels of this effort can our critique be effective. And I want you to think about that a moment. I want you to think about someone that you criticized recently. And if there was anything other than love associated with that, was there anything other than, just think about that. When you criticize someone, or maybe somebody criticized you, was it coming from a place of entirely of love, or was there other ulterior motives in there? It's not enough to be free of hate. You actually need to love the one being criticized, an actual love. That's what the previous Rebbe is saying. This is why only Moses could have been effective in criticizing the Jews, because only when the listener feels loved can the criticism be effective. I want to give you one more example, and that is from the worst Chabad rabbi in history. Anybody know who the worst Chabad rabbi in history is? So Chabad rabbis, we go out, we build communities in the middle of nowhere. We're like IDF, special forces. We go out deep behind enemy lines, and we bring the lost soldiers home. We remind the Jews that they're Jewish, That's what we do. So Noah, you may have heard of Noah before, right? Noah, the great flood. Yeah, Noah, the ark and the flood. Noah is approached by God, and God tells him that he's going to destroy the world. So Noah, how does Noah react? What would you react? How would you react if God told you one day he's going to destroy the world? Horror. Noah's like, okay. Yeah, that's how Noah reacts. He's like, so what do you want me to do about it? So God says, I want you to build a boat. Build a boat. Okay. In the middle of land, like thousands of miles from the sea. Okay. Well, it's going to be a flood, right? So the water's going to come up to the mountain. So yeah, you need to build a boat. I want you to take 120 years to build the boat. People lived longer in those days. Okay. So why would God want Noah to take 120 years to build the boat? Now, he wasn't a Florida contractor. Florida contractors, I think it takes about 120 years to finish the job, right? But why 120 years to build the boat? Because the intention was that people should see Moses building a boat. Oh, Noah building a boat in the middle of thousands of miles from the ocean, and should ask him, why are you building a boat? And he should tell them, God is going to destroy the world. Really? Why is he going to destroy the world? What can we do to prevent this? And he would have, gathered some disciples. You'd think. How many people does Noah bring with him on the boat? Can't even pull a minion. He can't even pull together a minion. Him and his wife, 3 sons and their wives. That's it. 8 people. That's it.